Every technological revolution comes with a moment of reckoning, a moment where leaders must decide, are we chasing the tool or are we reshaping the system? On today's episode of the Chief AI Officer Connect podcast, we bring together voices from government, academia, manufacturing, and enterprise leadership to answer one essential question. How do you move fast with AI without losing your footing, your trust, or your return on investment? This is not an episode about what AI can do. It's about how leaders make AI count. The first mistake organizations can make with AI is assuming the journey begins with customers. The leaders you're about to hear argue the opposite. AI maturity begins inside the organization, where mistakes are survivable, learning is faster, and trust is built before it's tested.
Someone is early on their AI journey, they should start with internal use cases because you're going to make mistakes.
What Madalena is really pointing out to is organizational psychology. Early AI failures don't just break systems, they break confidence. And that's why low-risk, high-familiarity use cases, code generation, internal automation, operational assistance become training grounds not just for models, but for people.
Stay close to your GRC department, legal department to ensure that you understand what those tools do, if your data is going to be used.
Governance isn't the enemy of speed. It's the difference between momentum and meltdown. Once organizations move beyond experimentation, a new question emerges. Where will AI actually move the needle? The answer, according to public sector and enterprise leaders, is surprisingly unglamorous and incredibly effective.
Where do you have high volume? So if there's something that your org or your function is doing 5,000 times a month, each time it takes 15 minutes, really go simple and say our target is to make it 2 to 3 minutes.
This is AI strategy stripped of hype. High volume means patterns. Patterns mean data. And data is where AI earns its keep.
You can say something like, now we can process 40% more applications in the same time period.
That sentence is the antidote to AI theater. Not we deployed a model, but we increased capacity without increasing cost. Even the best AI strategy fails if people don't believe in it. And that's where Tom introduces a deceptively simple idea. If transformation isn't branded, it isn't real.
Your transformation efforts need to be branded as well. They need to have a cachet around them that people want to join on to something cool.
This isn't just marketing fluff. It's change management at scale. By naming the initiative ZOT-GPT Work Reimagined, Tom created a shared language that creates shared ownership.
We built an innovation ambassadors program for those that were leaning in early, who got extra training, extra opportunities to speak to industry leaders. And so it became, part of our digital transformation effort that we just called Work Reimagined.
AI didn't just enter the institution, it entered the identity of the institution. AI leadership isn't just about tools, it's about worldview, and few stories illustrate this more powerfully than Amarta's.
Education was the only way to survival. And I'm going to put it in these very harsh terms, survival, that there was no other way forward. There was no social mobility, there was no way forward in society but education. I was also very lucky to be in a family of a teacher and a doctor. So I heard from both sides. I had my father, he would teach humanities, literature, and there goes my love for reading and writing. And a doctor who was very much a scientist. And so I guess that's where I got that love of inquiry from that side of the family. But those experiences really shape not only the way I have viewed doing research in my own lab, the reason for doing research in my lab, the way I teach, what I teach, but also how I'm taking on this new role. But this is what actually makes me very optimistic about where we are in this age, the democratization of knowledge. because when I grew up, it was very difficult to find important books. I remember preparing for math Olympiads with notes scribbled from teachers who had been outside Albania and were bringing problems handwritten. We didn't have books. So that notion of a book as a treasure is really deep in me even to this day. And so now I tell the students, knowledge is treasure.
Leaders who have lived through scarcity understand something others don't. Access to knowledge is power, but responsibility determines how that power is used.
At your fingertips, you can have knowledge, and you can only blame yourself for not making the time, for not being curious.
This is the moral code of modern AI leadership. Democratization without abdication. Access without intention is just noise. As AI enters the enterprise, fear often follows. Data leakage, security, compliance, reputational risk. Steve brings a critical warning from the front lines.
Really regulate these things to address a lot of these concerns. But you can do it to a point where you completely stop people from being able to use these in ways that are going to impact the business.
The job of a chief AI officer isn't to eliminate risk. It's to decide which risks are worth taking and how they are contained. Billions are being spent on AI, and yet, according to recent research, most AI projects fail. Steve explains why.
People have been focused on the technology and not the outcome. The popularity of AI grew so rapidly that there was a rush to roll it out. It's like people were worried about getting left behind the same way that a company got left behind in the internet boom, and you don't want to become the next Blockbuster Video or Sears Roebuck that becomes a memory. So they say, I got to roll this out. I got to get everybody using ChatGPT. I've got to buy Microsoft Copilot. I have to do something. But I think when you do use these things, you realize they're powerful. And so you assume if I give everybody really powerful tools that it will make my business better, but it doesn't.
Giving everyone powerful tools does not make a business powerful. Measuring activity instead of impact is how AI turns into theater.
I need to decide what the KPI is. What am I going to measure that's going to determine that success? And to the extent that I can get more pointed about the outcome that I want to achieve.
The most successful AI leaders don't ask, what can this model do? They ask, what business result must change? Across every sector, every role, and every perspective in this episode, one truth stands out. AI rewards clarity. Clarity of purpose, clarity of measurement, and clarity of values. The future doesn't belong to organizations that adopt AI fastest. It belongs to those that adopt it wisest. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Chief AI Officer Connect podcast, where leadership meets reality and AI meets intent. Join us every Tuesday right here for a brand new episode as we explore the realms and lessons of AI leadership from the people on the front lines.